Hello, it's me again, Tom. I am going to do another video, but this one isn't like the last one. It's not a room tour. I'm just going to talk a little bit about my Game Boys and my Game Boy Advance consoles. It's one of my favourite consoles. I've just noticed that I have a bit of a passing resemblance to that guy on the in the background. Okay. Let's do this. Welcome to the obligatory tabletop, where you'll see my hands moving around and things being passed in front of the screen. This is my Game Boy Pocket. I don't actually have an original Game Boy, the big white one. I did used to have one years ago, but it's been lost to the mists of time before I started actually collecting consoles and games again. So this is the Game Boy Pocket. It's got the monochrome screen, or the green and black screen. I don't actually have that many games for the original Game Boy. I do have a camera though. I think it's quite cool. I love the antiquated technology, and the fact that this is doing things that they probably never thought that they'd be doing with a Game Boy. The picture quality is not the best. Obviously, it's not going to be like 10 megapixels or something, but it's quite fun just to mess around with. And to go along with that, I do work. It's just that the paper is it's not brand new, so the image quality is quite sort of grainy. But these three things combined are quite cool. When I show them to people, people are quite they ask a lot of questions. They want to know more about the Game Boy camera. And just move that to the one side. My next Game Boy is this one. This is a Game Boy Color. I believe this one I bought from Adam, again, from Retro Collects. That was at the video game market last year at Leeds Town Hall. It's a Game Boy Color. I've just noticed that the Game Boy Color has quite a much smaller screen than the original Game Boy Pocket. Interesting. You like that sort of thing? Again, I think I've only got one game for this, which is a dedicated color game, and it's German. And I can't understand what I'm meant to be doing. It's a puzzle game. I don't know what it is at the moment, to be honest. But yeah, I can't play it because I can't speak German or read German. That's my Game Boy Pocket Color. Sorry, my Game Boy Color. Moving on, I have the Game Boy Advance, original. I really like the Game Boy Advance. Just the form factor of it, it's really comfortable. I like the fact that it's a move away from the other Game Boys, which were kind of like portrait in design, whereas this is like landscape. And it just fits really comfortably in the hands. All the buttons are really easy to access, and it's just perfect. It's just perfect shape, If only they'd released this one with a backlight or even a front lit screen, would have been fine. As it is, because it's unlit, completely unlit, it's really quite hard to play. Obviously, when it came out, there was no alternative, so it was fine. But then when they released the SP, that's when you realise that it's not very good for playing games on, which kind of defeats the whole object. You can get kits, obviously, that you can add lights to these things, but that's beyond my skill set. So my particular set of skills, as Liam Neeson might say. Moving on to the Game Boy Advance SP. I've got three of these. I didn't set out to own three. I acquired them, over time. I think that one was like £3 from a car boot sale. This one was like a £5 or something, and it came fully boxed as well. I've got the box here, and it's in really good condition, so I couldn't pass that one up. These two are original AGS model 001 with the front lit screen. This one, however, is the AGS 101, which is the backlit version, which I got from Play Manchester. There's quite a big difference actually in screen lighting. If I show you briefly here, they've got no games in, so you'll just see the boot menu, the boot screen even. So you can see that one is the front lit, and this one is the backlit, and you can see instantly the difference. That's with full brightness. Yeah, so yeah, Game Boy Advance SP. That's probably my favourite handheld of all time. Well, up there with the Vita anyway. I don't own a massive library of games for these things. Quickly, I've also got the DS as well, which can play Game Boy Advance games, so there's that. This is getting quite crowded now, actually. Let's have a quick look at the games I've got. So, I've got a couple. This is like a knockoff thing with like loads of different retro games on it. There's quite a few like old Atari games on it, and a couple of old Nintendo ones like Excite Bike and stuff like that. Loads of like Mario clones and knockoffs. Most of them are complete rubbish, to be honest, but it's nice to have. I think that was about £1. Doom, fantastic version of Doom for the Game Boy Advance. Love it. I love Doom anyway, and you know it's brilliant. King of Fighters there, Choo Choo Rocket, Pro Evo, ISS. I've got F-Zero Legend and V-Valley 3, and also R-Type 3, which is absolutely nails. I can't even get off the first level, it's ridiculous. This is quite interesting. I've got 2 copies of Mario Kart Super Circuit, but one of them is this one here is a knockoff, and that's the original one. I don't even know how I fell for it. I saw the auction, I saw the cartridge in the auction on eBay, and I still went ahead and bought it. And then when it came and I realised I couldn't save, and I mean it's basically just the same as the original one, but there's no battery backup. So every time you turn the game off, turn it back on again, it's like you've not won any of the tracks or cups or anything. So I did have to go out and get the original version as well, just because I wanted to save my progress. There's a Game Boy game, that's Battlezone and Super Breakout on one cartridge. Got a couple of cases. Here's a Game Boy Advance case, SP case, and here's one for the normal Game Boy Advance. That's my DS case as well, got Sonic on it, nice. As I said yesterday on the other video, that's the one for the original Game Boys that I keep them in, and God, that's going to fall off there. And then I've got this one, which is another massive Game Boy Advance SP case. Why would you carry an SP in that? Look at the size of it. But this is all going to fall off here now, watch. No, I'm not going to bother. That's just got VMUs in it. Let's keep them in there. So yeah, that's all my Game Boy stuff. There's a couple of other games floating around in different places, hidden away. But that's it for the main. And the one I only really play on is the Game Boy Advance SP 101 backlit model. So yeah, thanks for watching. Oh, one last thing is that SP was it was the tribal one, but it was all scratched up. So I got another case off eBay and I swapped it over. It was pretty straightforward. Just you get a screwdriver and that, and yeah, just whack the insides out and put them in a new case. So yeah, thanks for watching.